Welcome to ICC Chess FM and our live coverage of Game 8 of the World Chess Championship 2014. I'm your host, Mig Gringard, dressed the part here this morning, as you can see, and we're going to be watching all the action between world champion Magnus Carlsen and the challenger and former champion Vishy Anand, taking place in Sochi, Russia today. Welcome to everyone, and of course, welcome to our most illustrious Grandmaster commentator here today, three-time U.S. champion, six-time, correct me if I'm wrong, U.S. Olympiad representative,
something
and
like that.
Proud father of at least two children. He's here with us here today. Joel Benjamin, how are you doing today, Joel?
I'm great, Mick. It's good to be back, and it's good to be working with you again.
It's good to be back. I just you got to help me remember what this is like here. I've got this mousy thing and some knights and horsies, so we'll see. But thanks to everybody out there in 165 land. We've already got moves on the board, so we're going to be jumping over real quick, get right to the point. Make sure you follow broadcast to bring up Grandmaster Benjamin's analysis board, and that'll bring you all his moves and grooves. You can send in your comments and questions during the broadcast. We're on chat channel 165. That is 165. All the maniacs there will be certainly very helpful to anyone who has sincere questions, as always. Right, guys? Right. So let's see what we got here. We're going to bring up the board. Of course, Magnus Carlsen leading the match right now, but it hasn't been as easy for him as it was last year, certainly. It's been quite a fight. Anand putting up a very impressive defense yesterday to hold the draw, only now behind by 1 point, but only 4 games. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got 3 whites of the last 5 games, so pressure's on.
Yeah, well, one thing Anand understands this time, he's got to come out swinging with the white pieces. That he can't play to just hang with Carlsen. In fact, when they get to simple positions, Carlsen outplays him, and he can't count on anything. I mean, he had a draw. He got a draw in yesterday's game, but it took 122 moves. It was agonizing. It was very difficult. And there's no rest for the weary because he's got to come back. He has to summon all his energy. He has to prosecute the advantage of the white pieces because he's running out of time. He's not going to get it done with black unless he can somehow put Carlsen under pressure to win with white. But he's got to get it done with the white pieces. He's got to make something of the opening. This is a tremendously critical game for the match, and also a big test of Carlsen's openings because he still hasn't really proven that he is ready to meet Anand's d4. He really hasn't had an easy game, I think, with the black pieces. And today he's come back with that Queen's Gambit, and he's played it a little bit differently today. This was the opening that we saw in the earlier debacle in the match where Carlsen just didn't get out of the opening. We go back a few moves. We see.
And again, folks, if you can follow you can also follow broadcast to see Grandmaster Benjamin's board if you're just arriving. And you can also, if you have chats or comments or anything you'd like to send to him, send to Mr. Hat, MRHAT, here on ICC.
And we will try to get to answer as many questions as we can as quickly as we can. So it was a Bishop F4 Queen's Gambit again. In the previous time they had this, Magnus played Knight BD7, which currently is the most popular way to answer this, so that after future C5, Black will be able to recapture with the Knight, and pretty much whenever that happens, Black doesn't have any trouble. The only real question is if White closes the center with C5. And then usually Black will go after the bishop on F4 with Knight H5 either here or on the next move. But Carlsen did not go for that bishop. He went straight for breaking up the queen side with C6 and B6 and A5, and basically walked into a pretty well-known variation, at least at the